Everybody smiles in the same language. A smile, let your light come shining through.
Welcome to the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. I'm Sandra M., coming to you from Santa Fe, New Mexico, the land of enchantment. I interview people from all parts of the world about what happiness means to them. What are they in love with? In each episode, we'll give you a key to happiness to include in your life. And of course, we'll play a happy tune from my live Celebrate Happiness Roadshow.
A smile doesn't cost you anything. But there's so much good.
Thank you for tuning into Season 3 of the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. And don't forget to catch up on any episodes from Seasons 1 and 2 that you might have missed. Today we're talking with Murad Kirdar, who after a 20-year career in media and marketing within the television industry, primarily with NBC Universal, moved here to Santa Fe, New Mexico to pursue a long-held passion for animal welfare. In Santa Fe, Murad began his second career as an animal welfare advocate, during which he has held leadership roles at northern New Mexico's two largest animal shelters, including Public and Business Relations Officer and currently Director of Community Engagement at Española Humane. As the Director of Community Engagement, Murad plays a key role in strengthening Española Humane's visibility, reputation, and community impact. He also co-hosts and produces the weekly Santa Fe radio show and podcast, Pet Chat, with Murad and Bobbi, which will reach its 200th episode milestone in the spring of 2026. Through the show, Murad, along with Bobbi Heller, Executive Director of Felines Friends, helps provide ongoing information on all things pet-related with the broader community and beyond. Murad is also dog dad for 3 rescue pups, who he proudly refers to as the Golden Girls. Welcome, Murad, to the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. I am so excited to talk with you about happiness and how it
I'm excited to be here.
And how does it manifest in your life?
Well, happiness to me is all about being connected. And I strongly believe that pets, especially dogs, can bring you laughter after a hard day. Dogs take you out in the fresh air when you have to take them out on walks. And it's a comfort of knowing that you are not alone because you're with these companion animals, and that's what happiness is for me.
I think it's true for a lot of people. I know people who love their dogs more than they love people. You heard that?
That is so me. That is so me. I love my animals, and I've had animals ever since I was a child, and now I have 3 actually. One just passed. Yeah, and it's the hardest thing. I always say having a pet is the best thing you will ever do in life. But when they leave you, it's the hardest thing. But they bring you so much happiness and joy, and especially in this day and age that you hate turning on the news sometimes. But they bring you so much comfort. And every time I come home from work, they look at me, and I just have a big smile on my face.
So how do you think they actually do that? Is it because pets sort of live in the moment and they're just, I think there's something about pets are very devoted to their owners, and that act of devotion just keeps them so connected, not only to the owner, but to life itself. Am I getting
Yes.
too philosophical?
Oh, no, that's right on. I mean, dogs definitely live completely in the moment, and being around them pulls us out of our own heads. Even something as simple as petting a dog can calm our nervous system and lower stress. And as I said, we all have stress, and every day there is stress in our lives. And we need to just take a moment, just relax, and petting a dog, petting a cat, any kind of companion animal is just going to make all the bad things go away, and you're just going to be happy again. You're going to be stress-free. And the minute I come home, I mean, I usually spend a good half an hour, 45 minutes with my dogs. The minute I come in the door, I grab their leashes, we go on a nice little walk, and everything that was stressing me out, whether it was the news, whether it was a conflict at work, whether it's whatever, the bills are coming in. I mean, all of a sudden, I'm happy. I'm more aligned with my animals. I'm thinking about that moment with them. And I'm getting outside in the beautiful Santa Fe weather, even though it's a little cold, but it's the beautiful weather, and you're smelling the clean, fresh air, and it's so good for you. And you can see I have a passion for this, and I just love it. I love talking about animals. I love what they do for us, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and I love it. And as you said, it's all about happiness. And if everyone could have one pet or two pets, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. That's why I have 3.
Right. Well, you know, they're saying now, I mean, I see it on the Facebook and other places, that dogs used to be companion. Well, you know, they helped out human beings, but they weren't emotional support. They weren't therapists. But now animals have actually become therapists, emotional support animals. What I'd love to hear, because I know that you work for the Española Animal Center as the Director of Community Engagement. So I wanted to get into that a little bit. But tell me do you think that animals have become like therapists for people, emotional support animals? Tell me how.
Yes, definitely. My animals, if they could talk, I would be in trouble. They are my therapist. At the end of the day, when I'm relaxing after dinner and they've been fed and we're all on the couch, boy, do I tell them everything going on. And they are great listeners. They have no judgment, no interruptions. Their presence is just everything that we connect with. And it's so healing to actually say whatever's bothering you out loud. And the dog or a cat will just tilt their head a little and cuddle up next to you and just let you talk. And it is the best therapy, and they don't judge you. And that's the best part I like about them.
Isn't that interesting? They don't judge you. If people could learn not to judge each other. I've always said if humans can learn more from an animal, from dogs and cats, this world would be such a better place. I mean, no judgment. Let's just all get along. Let's be in the moment. And, I mean, we're only here for a short time, so let's enjoy each other and have a good time. Right. I agree with you. And I want to go back because you sort of equated happiness with being stress-free, or at least having not so much negative stress, because there is such a thing as positive stress. I mean, I do think it motivates people, but negative stress, stress-free. Could you talk about that a little bit? I mean, is it because our society is so intense, and you said it takes us out of our head when we're stress-free?
Yeah, I mean, we all have stress. I mean, all of us do. But what a dog provides, and I do a radio show all about pets, but I am the dog guy because I've had dogs my whole life. But as I said before, a dog needs a walk. So when I go outside with my dog on that walk, my body's moving and I'm breathing in the fresh air, the sunshine. I'm getting all that. And that is reducing my stress. The routine alone can make a huge difference for your mental health. It clears your head. Dogs also reduce anxiety because they give us something to focus on besides all of our worries. And, you know, there's a study out of the Mayo Clinic that shows dog ownership is associated with lower blood pressure, better cardiovascular outcomes, and even a higher survival rate in people recovering from heart attacks. So if the Mayo Clinic even says you should have a dog, then everyone should go out and get a dog.
And they should go to the Española Animal Shelter, right?
Yes, Española Humane has so many animals available for adoption, whether it's cats, dogs. So we are called the little shelter that could, and it's all about compassion and the driving force behind our life-saving initiatives. You know, our mission at Española Humane is to improve the lives of animals in underserved communities. Simply stated, we go where the need is greatest. And by that, our animal clinic offers free spay and neuter surgeries to anybody in the entire state of New Mexico, free of charge. We also offer free vaccinations, free of charge, because we want everyone to have a healthy animal. So whether you adopt through us or you adopt somewhere else, if your pet needs help, reach out to Española Humane, because we're here for that human-animal bond to continue, and we want everyone to have a healthy and happy animal.
Yes, absolutely. And you're a no-kill shelter, is that correct?
We are an open door shelter, meaning we take in any animal during any circumstances. So that's a huge difference, because we understand there's a lot of times when you reach out to an animal shelter to surrender your pet, it's a lot of times that you need to surrender that pet today. We are usually a lot of times the last choice that people want to bring their pet, because you've already used every other option. So we want that door to be completely open. So we will take in any animal and we will find it a new home and new adventures in their life. So reach out to us. And just go to españolahumane.org. You can find out all the information on there. But we have every kind of animal, every kind of breed that you're looking for. You never know until you come and look, because you might just fall in love.
So, you know, I'm just thinking that I have a friend down the street, and they actually foster, little kittens. I mean, like, maybe, I don't know, they're on the bottle still, right, and this and that, and then they have to go and be fixed, spayed at a certain point. So they're, feeding them whatever throughout the night and so forth and so on. They do kittens, and they also do little puppies. I mean, the cutest, tiny little puppies. So you must have an extensive volunteer organization that does this, because they come up and pick them up. They take care of them. I mean, I think you must provide the food or whatever else. I'm not sure. And then they also take them to various places to have them adopted. I don't know where they go. I think maybe to, what would it be, the Target or the Walmart? I'm not sure where they go. No, what is the pet store, the big pet chain?
PetSmart and Petco.
Okay, yes. And they actually spend time taking them there and getting them adopted, etc. So do you have a huge volunteer organization?
Yeah, I think you covered a lot right there. Yes, we have a dedicated volunteer base of about 500 people. And these 500 volunteers, and trust me, we're always looking for more. But these 500 volunteers, they do a range of things from, as you said, fostering kittens, newly born kittens, neonates as we call them, that they were either abandoned by their mother or they came into the shelter with their mom. and they just need help. They need around-the-clock care to be fed. So we do have a lot of fosters that will actually feed the animals every 2 hours. And then once they get a little older, then they pretty much put them in a bathroom and just let them hang out, where they eat on their own. They use the litter box. What we do is we don't adopt out until a kitten or a puppy is about 2 months old. So they need to be cared for until they are 2 months old, before they can get spay and neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated, before we can then go to these off-site events like a PetSmart in Santa Fe, or a Petco in Santa Fe, or even Tekatu. We go to Tekatu a lot at the Vargas Mall. And then we set up a whole adoption event, and people come out and they fall in love, and they take the animal home that day.
Right. Yes, right. I mean, I love going down and seeing the little kitties and so forth that they're fostering. So next question on the docket here is, I know that you had a previous career, and this is why you're so good on the Pet Chat show. And when is that on? That's on Saturday mornings? Okay.
Yeah, so
let's give a clip. Go ahead.
Yeah, Pet Chat with Murad and Bobbi, and Bobbi is my co-host, and she is the executive director at Felines Friends. So she's like the cat person. I'm more the dog person. And her and I do a radio show every week, and the show is created here in Santa Fe for pet lovers all around New Mexico, and we even have listeners worldwide. We discuss and share topics that involve our beloved canine and feline companions, as well as other domestic animals that some people might have as part of their family. The goal of Pet Chat is to inform, educate, and discuss all things pet-related, while helping you, the pet parent, make your own decisions on what's best for your pet companion. Pet Chat airs Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., Sundays at 3 p.m. on local talk radio KTRC, that's AM 1060 and FM 103.7. You can hear all the shows at santafe.com.
Oh, good. All right. And what other animals are there other than the dogs and the cats that you address?
Oh, boy. We last week we actually talked about guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are a wonderful domesticated animal that people keep as pets. We've talked about miniature horses. We have talked about birds. We have talked about lizards. We've talked about turtles. Any kind of animal that people have as their pets, we've talked about, and we've had guests on that also talk about it as well.
It's amazing what people fall in love with an iguana. I always think to myself, I don't think I could fall in love with an iguana, but maybe I just haven't had that opportunity. Okay, I want to ask another thing to you, and that is why did you make your switch from, I assume you were in Los Angeles doing your marketing and so forth, as you said, you were the direct, what was it?
Yes, I used to be media and marketing for NBC Universal for almost 20 years, and I did it in Los Angeles and Dallas. And after about 20 years, my partner and I decided, you know what, let's change our careers. Let's do something that we really feel passionate about. So moved to Santa Fe, and I've always loved animals, and I went to the animal shelter to volunteer. They saw my resume and actually hired me on the spot, and I kind of worked my way up, and now I'm director of community engagement at Española Humane, and I just love it. I love seeing the difference I can make in the world of animals. And animals bring us so much joy and happiness, and so many There are a lot of circumstances that something might happen to an animal out there, whether they unfortunately get hit by a car, or there are circumstances that they've been abused or neglected, whatever. They come to the shelter for whatever reason, and they're broken. And they hide in a corner. They're shaking. But you know what? After a couple weeks with us, they come out of their shell. They are licking the next person that offers them a hand. They are so forgiving. And as I said, no judgment. They love making humans happy. And it's just to see them get adopted after that is the most happiest thing I deal with. I love what I do. And it's hard sometimes when they come in, but to see them walking out the door with a new family and a new adventure is waiting them, it's the happiest moment of my life.
Join Sandra M. for her live performance of the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow, a toast to love and happiness in life, an uninhibited musical adventure guaranteed to awaken your happiness vibe. Celebrate with upbeat rhythms, love songs, and fun stories, some told by you in the audience. Sandra's musical guest and accompanist, Todd Lowry, sings his hopeful and happy originals. To book Sandra M. and the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow, email sandra@sandramcknight.com. Celebrate happiness with Sandra M.
That concept of forgiveness, for human beings, it's many people find it very difficult to forgive some kind of, even just an insult, let alone abuse or some life situation that is devastating, etc. And why do you think that animals, as you said, are shaking in the corner and so forth and so on, and after a little bit of what? Loving, tender care, good food, warm place to be, a toy, etc. Why do you think they can just move to forgiveness fairly easily?
You know what? That's the $1 million question right there. I mean, how can they do it after what these animals have been through? Some of the dogs or cats that come to us, boy, it will blow your mind away that it's like they will never, ever trust a human again, but they do. And it is all about that forgiveness, and they're in the moment. And if we can learn just a little of that, and I've heard stories, and I've heard from other people that, I'll never forgive this person. This person did me wrong. This person said this about me, or whatever. And I'm like, if we just forgive our fellow humans just a little bit, I mean, we would be such a better place, better planet to live in. I mean, animals can teach us so much, and they are forgiving, and maybe we should be a little bit more too.
Right, and I do think animals have a lot of emotions that we sort of disregard, or many people disregard. I don't, and I'm sure you don't. But I would imagine somehow along the line they feel grateful that they have, a place to be where it's warm, that they're being fed, that they're being petted, etc. So that would lead, I would think, to trust, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so there is a process. So being grateful for what you're having, and then that gratefulness leads to being trustful of whomever is giving you these things, and little by little you start to what?
They do. They trust us nonstop. And I mean, I know my three, I call my dogs the golden girls because they're all girls and they're all golden in color. My golden girls trust me, I mean, completely. And it is a trust issue. They know that when I'm in the room that they have no worries. I take my dogs a lot of times just around my property area where I live, and I don't have them on leash, but they're always looking back to see where I am because they're watching me, I'm watching them. It's that whole bond, it's that trust. And but when we go on long walks, of course, we always have a leash on, but it is trust, and it's that bond that they give us and we give them.
So you said you had animals from the time you were very young. I'm assuming they were always dogs, not guinea pigs.
Oh yeah. No, my parents started me out. They didn't want a dog because they knew as a youngster they would end up taking care of the dog. But so they started me with, I had guinea pigs growing up, and I learned a lesson with these guinea pigs because we went to the mall back then. This is so many years ago, decades ago. But during that time, you can buy guinea pigs in the mall. But we went to the mall. My parents went to the mall, and they bought 2 guinea pigs. Well, we brought them home, and we found out, sure enough, about a month later, that the 2 we brought home was a male and a female. And sure enough, we got a little surprise visit with 7 more guinea pigs after that. So I always tell people now, if you're going to adopt 2 guinea pigs, make sure that they are the same sex. You don't want a male and a female, because you usually don't spay and neuter guinea pigs anymore. They're just they're very small to go under anesthesia, so it's very risky. So you always, if you get 2 guinea pigs, always get 2 males or 2 females. But I had guinea pigs growing up. I had turtles growing up. And then I used to go out into the backyard and I'd find a lizard, and I kept the lizard for a while. I had an ant farm. And then finally, I think on my 12th birthday, I got my first little puppy.
And what kind of dog was that?
Oh, it was a poodle. We always had poodles growing up. My mom and dad always wanted poodles. So then when I became an adult, I ended up getting bigger dogs, and I always had rescues. So I always had rescue dogs, and now I have all 3 of my dogs right now are from the animal shelter, and they're great dogs. The best thing you'll ever have.
Yes. Do you just feel that it was natural for you to love animals? Why is it that you have this proclivity toward animals? I would just say why I'm asking this question, because I can remember being in school, I don't know what, grade school, and looking out the window and seeing some birds very close, like on a branch very close to the window. And, of course, the teacher was going on with something or other, and I was a very, very intelligent, so I thought, okay, well, I don't have to listen to all of this. And so I took my attention to the birds, and somehow I just sort of connected with those birds. And they were wild birds. I mean, I just connected on a level that never left me. Somehow the birds meant more just the animal world, the sense of being present, not worrying about living or dying, not worrying about where the next meal was coming from, et cetera, et cetera. And then, not too long ago, I was in Africa. Let's see, where was it? Near Victoria Falls. Let's see, what is that country? Zimbabwe. And so they were very, very poverty-stricken at that time. And so I was in a park, and people didn't have food, literally didn't have food. And they have wild baboons just running all over the park. And there was a man I'll never forget this. He had managed to get some kind of a sandwich, and he was eating a sandwich. And this wild baboon, of which, they're big and they're wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just screaming at this man, terrorizing him, actually, and grabbed that sandwich. And I thought to myself, these wild baboons can feed themselves, they can drink water, they can live. But people couldn't. I mean, they had no farming going on. This is a whole political situation. There was such poverty. It was just, I've never seen poverty like that except in South Africa. I was there also. So anyway, I just realized that animals can survive.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow they are connected on a level that we are not. They're connected to the thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think animals are definitely connected. I when you were telling about the birds, I mean, I have bird feeders all around my windows, and just sitting inside and watching the birds eat nonstop, no matter what the weather is. I mean, it could be 20 degrees with snow, and the birds are out there eating away because they know that's what they got to do. And whether it's the most beautiful day in the summer, I mean, they're out. And as humans, we love sitting there and sitting down and watching them. And it's just it's so calming, it's so relaxing, and just as the show is all about happiness, it brings a smile to our face. And they are in that moment. And for a few minutes as we watch them, we're in that moment too. I have a little lawn chair that's actually out by my hummingbird feeders, and I love sitting out there in the summertime and watching the hummingbirds come out and drink out of the feeders, and it's just so relaxing, and it just puts a smile on your face the whole time.
And guess what? You just mentioned the word time, and we're toward the end of the time that we have together today, but I wanted to give you a minute or so if you have any last thoughts, because you're talking to me all the time. You're saying we get present when we're with these animals. We're stress-free. And I just thought, do you have any final comments?
Well, I do. Actually, I don't have a comment, but I do have a story I would love to share with you. A while back, we had a dog come into the shelter who had clearly had a rough start in his life. He was quiet, kept his head very low, and did not really know how to ask for affection. A few weeks later, a woman came in who recently lost her partner in life. She told us the house felt very, very quiet, and she wanted a reason to smile again. When she met this dog, he slowly leaned into her and rested his head onto her leg. She sat on the floor with him for almost an hour. No big moment, no fireworks, just two beings who needed each other. She ended up adopting that dog later that day. A month later, she sent us a photo of him sprawled out on her couch, looking completely at peace. Her note to us said, "I thought I was saving him, but actually he saved me." I laugh again, all because of this dog. In that moment, they did not just find each other. They found happiness all over again. And that's why I do what I do.
Thank you, Murad. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is a weekly key to happiness, number 13. Plan your week. To overcome feeling overwhelmed by all you have to do, try making a prioritized basic list for the upcoming week. Blocking out time to do laundry, go grocery shopping, or tackle projects at home or work can help to quiet your mind.
Newsflash, please sign up for your copy of our Keys to Happiness. at sandramcknight.com. Thank you for tuning into Season 3 of the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. And if you enjoyed the conversation, please help spread the word by sharing with your friends and family. And don't forget to catch up on any episodes from Seasons 1 and 2 that you might have missed. Before we go, I'd like to thank today's guest, Murad Kirdar, for sharing his happiness story. And to share your happiness story on the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast, send an email to sandra@sandramcknight.com.
Turn your smile on, you can't go wrong. You'll find that love is all around.